Ernie!
Right here, Ernie.
Is that Ira?
Right here.
Who just followed you too? Did Ira just follow in the room too?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, these guys are getting along pretty good.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, Ernie, say hi.
Hi, Ernie.
Oh, I think hi.
See the little mohawk?
Yeah.
That's natural. That's just how it grows.
Nah, that's punk rock. Welcome back to the Storymoders podcast. My name is Robert. His name is Mike. Lights just went funky. How are you doing, Mikey? How you doing, buddy? It's just the two of us this week.
We're doing all right, you know. We're doing. Surviving,
This
getting
is
through some things.
Am I correct? This is our third recording in a week.
Something like that, yeah.
And it's my fourth recording in a week because I also recorded the Demon School review on Friday. And then I spent all Saturday, Sunday, and most of last night editing it.
Damn.
And it went
you
live.
go?
Yeah, it went live this morning at 9 a.m. Mountain Time, and we've gotten so many awesome comments. Everybody's been so super hyped about it and super positive about it, and I truly appreciate it. I put a lot of work into that one. I was very excited for it.
You did. Yeah.
As you can see in the video. Go ahead.
The hard work comes through. It's fucking awesome. Good job, dude.
We gave it a great score. A very nice score.
Yes, we did.
Yeah. As only two idiots who... I mean, I don't know about you. I don't really... This is going to sound, like, really dumb. I know it's going to sound stupid as I say it out loud. I don't really believe in review scores.
Yeah. Like...
You know, I get them.
Thumbs up, thumbs down. Yeah, like...
Yeah. I get them, but it's like a 1 to 5 is kind of I'm maybe okay with. 1 to 10, kind of on the fence, but like anything else besides that, it's like what's the difference between a fucking 75 and a 78? You know?
Yeah, right. Just like how granular are you wanting to get? It's like no. 1 to 5, 1 to 10, that's my thing. Like that's where I'm at. It's like don't give me out of 100, this thing got 79.
Yeah.
What the fuck does that mean?
I think Famitsu or Gamitsu. There's it's probably neither one of those. But there is a publication that does like out of 40 points, but I believe it's like the graphics are out of 1 to 10, and then the gameplay is 1 to 10, and then we add them together. Which is like, okay, you're doing 4 different scores and then just adding them together for a total. That's fine, but
yeah, that makes way more sense.
Yeah. I mean, I think our system now.
It's a beautiful system that I'm going to completely fucking forget how to work. Yeah,
same. Next review, I'm going to be like, let's do the same joke again. Because I did the same joke in the review video. Nobody caught it. Everybody did, but I recorded it, and then I was editing it. I'm like, this is the same joke, like the same bit, back to back. But I can't go back and change it, so I'm just going to...
Fuck it.
Yeah. I was able to add
we're doing it live.
Yeah. Mikey, how have you been, buddy?
Man,
since we last talked on, what, Friday? Thursday?
Something like that? I don't fucking remember.
Yeah. I think it was Thursday. Yeah, we recorded, and then I immediately put that up. And that is, is now already, it's our most viewed video. Sorry for cutting you off. Our most viewed video.
Yeah.
Long form. Yeah, on our page, like, by far. So thank you, everybody. Oh, yeah. If we have any new faces coming in for this episode, we don't always talk about Fallout. A lot of times we do, let's be honest.
We do. We bring it up, like, once an episode, like I'm about to do here.
Yeah.
My coworker, I was wandering through, part of the office, and she's like, hey, guess what I downloaded? I'm like, I have no earthly idea.
That's weird. It's a weird sentence to just say to somebody.
Yeah, it's just like, all right, this can go a number of ways, a few of which involve us having a chat with HR. But no, she's like, I downloaded Fallout New Vegas. And I'm like, oh, hell yeah. And immediately, I'm just like, well, this is what you got. Like, what's your build looking like? Did you go with, like, Unstoppable Moron? Did you go with just the luckiest motherfucker to ever exist? Like, what are you doing? And she's like, I don't remember. Like, I did the tutorial. I went with what's her name, and I shot the lizards. I'm like, fuck yeah.
Fuck yes,
Just keep doing that shit.
Yeah.
God,
that's such a good game.
so good. And I just basically told her, I'm just like, listen, you got all these skills you can dump points into.
Yeah.
But realistically, the stuff that will like help you out the most is like speech, science, medicine, repair. Like
The fucking
between like,
the most boring non-combat shit is going to be the things that help you most in combat situations a lot.
or avoid combat situations in some instances. It's like, Jesus, all right. Did not tell her about the independent emirate of New Vegas, which not sure how she's gonna go with that one, but I'm like, listen, I decided to say, fuck everything, may chaos reign.
Perfect. Oh man,
Oh, God,
I
I love that game so much.
I'm not going to be able to. I don't think I'm going to play the game before season 2 of Fallout, but I am going to watch the show.
Oh yeah, I told her that too. I'm just like, get on Amazon, get on Prime Video,
Oh yes,
watch the first season of Fallout. The new season's coming out on the 17th. The second season takes place in New Vegas, and you kind of need to watch the first one. That like you don't have to do like what we do, just fucking tiz them out.
No one does.
Stim out on it so hard that we're threatening to turn the Earth into a second sun.
Yeah.
But like, no, like go watch it, like get a baseline, like understand who, Lucy and Cooper and, everybody is.
Yeah.
You kind of get yourself set up for the season.
Yeah, you got to watch season 1, and then you've got to watch the Storymoders breakdown of the trailer for season 2.
Mm-hmm.
And then watch season 2.
Yeah.
And then each week after you watch an episode of season 2, because they're coming out weekly.
Yep.
The Tuesday after the episodes drop, come back over here and we're going to have a breakdown of each episode week by week in a little mini series that we're doing for Fallout season 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, we've got, I think, 3 to 4 guests already lined up. So far, no one that has been on our podcast before, which is fucking awesome.
Yeah, I was looking at like Discord because I'm like, wait, when are we recording tonight? And then I'm like, oh, right.
Yeah.
There's a new season of Fallout coming out, and we're going to be talking about it.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm trying to get we're going to get somebody else or a different kind of co-host on each episode of that, and trying to get a lot of just a good variety of people from the Fallout creator community, like content creator community, Fallout 76, Fallout New Vegas, Bethesda and stuff. I don't want to say out any names just yet, just because I just want to make sure everything. I know one for 1,000% sure, Flame Fox from.
Yeah.
If you are a fan of our good friend Neo Aoshi, you'll see Flame Fox in chat all the time. She's simping over Walton Goggins. She does incredible cosplays, like insane.
Good.
Yeah, but she's a massive Fallout fan. And I asked her, I was like, what episode do you want to join us to talk about? And she's like, which episode is going to have Walton Goggins full frontal? And I was like, I'm not sure. We'll have to take a guess. Yeah.
I don't know, but I'm not ready. I'm not sure if I'm ready to see Ghoul full frontal.
Well, then you are a coward. So that's all I can say about that.
Sorry, I've spent enough time working out at my public rec center to know that I really don't want to see that sort of shit, but alright, fuck me.
Well, gotta have an open mind.
Anyway.
My friend. Anyway. Mike, you're in the process of moving, so you have not really been playing anything, right?
So it's not... God, it's not really moving. Like, we are packing this place up, getting things ready, so we can then stage it and, I don't know, at some point list it.
Yeah.
But as you can see, the room. Here it is. What she looks like in the daytime. So,
it is 8 o'clock at night.
Theater of the mind, Robert. Theater of the mind.
That's fair.
Yep. But yeah, so doing that, suffering on my commute to work, realizing I'm surrounded by idiots, but it's always good coming home to. It's always nice coming home to someone or something. In my case, my beautiful girlfriend, our adorable dog, and now our other adorable dog.
Yeah.
We had to get wee baby Ira, who you've seen on stream and I think on the podcast before.
Yeah.
We had to get him a little brother, so we got him. We adopted Ernie, who is a Terrier Chihuahua mix. He is 9 years old. We got him through Rescue Rovers, and it was awesome. So yeah, go find your local rescue. Like if you're looking for a pet for a buddy, for a homie, here you go. Your local rescue has something. Don't spend $6,000 on a fucking golden doodle. Like, don't buy a purebred dog because we as a society decided that America could not practice eugenics on people, but we could totally do it with dogs. Don't do that shit. Go to your local shelter. Go find a rescue organization near you.
Yeah,
Give somebody a home.
I mean, it's like every other month or so, I see the posts from the shelters being like, "Hey guys, we're full. You know,
Go get them.
come on down and adopt like your best friend." And it's like, fuck yeah.
Here's what you're gonna.
Yeah,
Here's what you're gonna do.
Yeah.
Like it's getting to be that magical time of year, where you're gonna see me streaming again and like shouting, like not asking you to donate to Extra Life and whatever else I can think of. I'm going to be demanding and threatening you to do this. So, because listen, you're here to listen to a podcast about fucking video games. You have some disposable income. You got a couple bucks you can throw.
Yeah.
You know? So there's that. But here's what you do. Get to be that time of year. They're going to be starting asking for, in addition to, hey, come get your new best friend. Also, hey, we need some stuff. So here's what you do. You wait until they say this is what we need. You go, you load up your vehicle, you know, your truck, your Corolla, your whatever. Fill it up with bags of food. Go down there. Take almost all of them out except for one. Just be like, I have bags of food for you, and I'm here to take home a friend. There you go. You did 2 good deeds.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. We almost exclusively with our dogs, since my spouse and I have been together, almost exclusively have rescued our dogs. Only one was not a rescue, and it's because like we're looking like you're on KSL, which is like our local thing, just being like, hey, dogs and stuff, and it pulls from like shelter things and like people posting like private things. Yeah.
Like people just be like, I have to rehome this dog, and like whatever stuff like that.
Yeah, and it was like a hey, our dog got pregnant and had puppies, and we're gonna like you can either come and get one from us, or we're gonna have to take them to the shelter. We can't keep these things. It wasn't like oh my god, we're breeding these animals for you to buy, and it's like no, we ended up with puppies.
Like dogs do what mammals do, as the Bloodhound Gang taught us.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there's that, and also I've been playing my my Switch. I've got that set up in the bedroom, which I'm kind of like not 100% sure that's the place for it, but I set it up there because I was just dog ass tired. I'm like, fuck it, this is what we're doing.
How are you enjoying it?
I am thoroughly enjoying it. It is very nice to see some of these games up on the big screen.
Yes.
Instead of the little screen.
Yeah. I'm glad everything works.
Yeah, everything works.
I had zero doubts that it would, but I was just like, what if, for whatever reason, me putting it in the box for 2 months...
Oh, did something? Yeah.
Broke it, while I was just sitting there doing nothing. It's like, you know what? I don't think I want to work anymore.
Oh, always my paranoia with any fucking thing. So, yeah, I got a little 512 gigabyte micro SD card for that bad boy, and I got an 8-bit DOE controller.
Ooh, good controllers.
Oh, yeah. Yep, solid. I like it.
That's what that one is.
Yep.
It's a Black Myth Wukong controller.
Nice.
It was like $3 cheaper than the non-Wukong controller, like the same type. So I was like, fuck it.
Yeah, that's how mine was. It came in like like the N64 gray. They had like a dark blue. They had some other colors, and then mine's just like this nice light, like kind of deep blue. It's just like hell yeah, this is great. Cheaper, and it showed up on my day off. Beautiful.
I'll be honest, I almost bought a new 8-bit DOE controller today. Because on my lunch, I was like, oh, I'm gonna go somewhere to eat that I haven't eaten for a while. I'm gonna go to Taco Time.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. And then the Taco Time I went to, at some point in the last year and a half since the last time I went there, had closed down.
Oh no, who could have seen that one coming?
It's crazy. Not even just closed, like it was, all the signage was off, the building was completely repainted. And I'm like, okay, it's been a while,
It's, ooh no.
But there's a
no
Best
taco
Buy.
time, and there never was.
But there's a Best Buy right there, and I was like, you know what? I'm on lunch. I'm gonna go take a look around Best Buy, and they now carry 8BitDo controllers and stuff, and they also carry some D-brand stuff. So I was like on the fence. Almost bought a new 8BitDo controller that would work with my Switch, because I have the Switch Pro controller, but it's the older one, and I kind of want I would like a kind of a bigger controller. I was on the fence. I'm like, maybe I'll buy that, or maybe I'll buy the Switch 2, like the Kill Switch case from D-brand, because it's got like the whole fucking bundle of shit that it comes with, and the D-brand cases. That's what I've got, a D-brand case on my AirPods and my phone. Oh, and they match too. Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Nice.
See, this is the actual iPhone X-Ray one that D-brand made, not the one that some brand just completely like copied, ripped off, and made shitty versions of. So,
well, yeah, capitalism breeds innovation.
Yep, and look at that. That's
cool.
Yeah, that's sick. And the case itself is thick as fuck, and I love it.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, they've got some D-brand. So they have the D-brand, like the Kill Switch case for the Switch 2, which is super high, heavy duty. It comes with with a dock or not a dock extender, like a dock adapter, because you can't put it in the dock with the case on.
Yeah.
So
your focus is going in and out because you held up the. There you go.
Yeah.
Because you held that cool ass case up. Now it's just like, where's Robert? Oh, man. End of an era. John Cena retired.
This. Oh, God. Yep. I was there at his last WrestleMania. That
my buddy
was shit.
You don't say.
That was one of the fucking worst WrestleMania main events I've ever seen. There we go. Okay.
No, my buddy went and saw him. What? Yeah, last night. I'm just like, God fucking damn it. He does not seem to care. He was just bragging about it. I'm like, you son of a bitch. Went and saw Raw. Like, God damn it. Yeah. Like, all right, okay. But yeah, so no, end of an era. A lot of things going on. A lot of things happening. Oh,
little Hawks lore.
Look at that shit. My man just standing there in front of a blue background holding up a championship belt.
It's my one and only attempt at a cosplay. And it's Kevin Owens, the greatest wrestler. One of the greatest wrestlers of all time. With John Cena.
Nailed it.
There's my KO shorts, a wrist tape, a belt.
Attaboy.
Yeah. So.
Yep. Oh, fucking A.
Yeah, that was... He was at Salt Lake Fan X. Oh, shit. That's how long ago this was. This is from Salt Lake Comic-Con.
Yes, before the fucking... God damn it.
Yeah. But it was shortly after Kevin Owens won the Universal title. IRL, as IRL as you can be. So I walked up, dressed like this, with the belt, and he was like, hey, congrats on the champ, or congrats on the win, champ. And I was just like, it took me half a second to be like, what? Oh, yeah, I'm Kevin Owens.
It's just...
But, yeah, it's cool. That was years ago. Anyway, yeah, John Cena, one of the greatest of all time. Love him or hate him. Dude's one of the greatest of all time.
Big fan over here.
Yeah. Mikey,
man.
What do you say?
Robert.
We show something here. I'm not entirely sure. It's going to be... Actually, you know what we'll show? We'll show... next week, we're going to have our friend Krabby Patty on from the Palabros podcast. They do all Monster Hunter. That's their whole thing. So they don't really have like a little video kind of explaining it, but let's play their intro video, because he sent me that, and it's fun. So we will cut to that right now, and then we'll be right back.
So I says to him, wrecked him. Damn near killed him. And that's why I've got court next week. So,
Oh wow! Oh man, God.
So I might be gone from the podcast for 3 to 5, depending on how next week goes. But I don't know. Someone can boof me his cell phone. I'll be here.
Yeah,
I'll be around.
We can get you a cell phone. You need a cell phone? We'll get you a cell phone.
There it is.
You know.
All right.
You want the spicy picante ramen? We'll get you the spicy picante.
Hell yeah.
You know.
Just keep that commissary account loaded, baby.
Yeah, little tip. When you make it, keep just a little bit of the dry ramen on the side and then put that on top, and you got like a little crunch as you're eating.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
So,
we're figuring out how I'm going to make Pruno in the fucking cell. We're good.
Perfect.
Anyway.
Okay, Mikey. We might have 2 topics tonight. If we only have one, then don't worry. The other one, if we don't get to it, it's just our Game Award predictions. We were just going to do them on screen, but we've got a few weeks anyway, so...
I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But tonight's episode and this week's episode and this week at Storymoders, whether Mike likes it or not, is Demon School Week here at Storymoders. God damn it, I love this fucking game, Mikey.
I can tell.
God, it is so fucking good, and I'm so happy that I can finally goddamn talk about it. Holy fuck.
I'm very happy you can talk about this now.
Ugh.
You have just been fucking bubbling with it.
I have been. I got the game back in August. In like the middle of August, the review code came in because it was originally supposed to come out on September 3rd, and then like 2 or 3 days before September 3rd, as I was knee deep in the game trying to finish the whole thing before, and then get a review out before the 3rd, or the 2nd actually of September. They are like, hey, we're pushing it back because Team Cherry decided to just throw out Silk Song out of fucking nowhere. Which I don't blame them, Mike. I don't.
No, it's. Thank you for doing that, Team Cherry. We appreciate it.
Yeah. Well, thank you for Silk Song, Team Cherry, and to the team over at Necrosoft. Not mad at the delay at all. I'm actually I was very happy with it. Now that the game is out and I can kind of talk about it a bit more. I ran into not quite a few. That sounds bad, but I ran into a couple of like game breaking bugs. And I think I figured out what triggered it.
Yeah.
But it was shortly before the game was delayed. I was pretty far into the game. I'll be completely honest. I'm not going to say exactly what it was, because that's I don't want to spoil anything in this game. I want everyone to go play Demon School. If you don't have it already, fucking wishlist it and then get it when you can or when it goes on sale. Anything, but please fucking play Demon School. This game is an RPG and it's incredible. Obviously, it's got those Persona vibes that I fucking love, but like the Persona 1 and 2 vibes that I never even played. Yeah, it is one of the best games of the year, hands down. In my opinion, we gave it a really great score of 69 out of 75 because that's a perfectly valid score system.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't see what's wrong with it.
Yeah, we gave it 3 kegs, a Stein, and 2 cans of beer. It's the best method.
Yeah.
I don't know why people wouldn't like it. Yeah.
You figure out how that adds up to 69 out there.
Whew.
All right? It's not our problem.
It's a math problem.
Sounds like a you problem, folks.
but yeah, no, I ran into an issue really late in the game that I reached out to the developers on Discord, and I was like, hey, after the game was delayed and everything, and I've chatted with them a couple of times on the Discord, and every time, holy shit, the nicest fucking people that I've been chatting with. Super awesome, like very, very helpful. There's something that happened today that I can talk about in there that was exciting. Were you gonna say something?
No.
Okay, sorry.
It's always good to hear that these dudes are super cool and like.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah.
Like I was super nervous because I'm just like cold messaging one of the devs on Discord, being like, "Hey, I don't know if you're like the right person for this, and if you're not, I apologize. And that's kind of how I start everything. It's like, I'm sorry for wasting your time with this, but I'm at this point in the game, and whenever I try to move forward, the game crashes, and you looked at it and he was like, oh, thanks for letting us know about it. I think I know what's going on. And like I said, this was right after the delay. So they're like, we're delaying it 2 months. And then he comes back and he's like, because we're delaying it, and then we're going to like get back into, we're delaying it. And then because of the delay, we're going to be able to kind of fine tune a bunch of stuff that would have had to been a patch. And then we're also going to add in a few different endings that we had in mind that we now have the time to do. And we're just going to spruce up a bunch of stuff. So there is kind of a list that I was sent of hey, this is, now that I think this was last week or the week before, it was like, hey, the full build, or kind of the build that's going to be out, is out now. These are all of the updates that you can see. Excuse me. So, yeah, and they said, if you're someone who has already played the game extensively, here's a short, incomplete list of things. And I'm like, yeah, I'm 50 hours in at this point. I think I've got it. All endings are in the game. Relationship maxing now has a bigger visual event, which I did see. Characters joining the party is also now a bigger event. I haven't seen that because I had the entire team by the time this came out, but I'm going to play it again. Characters now have lines based on what week it is, which is super nice.
Nice.
Yeah, a liveliness pass has been applied to all environments, allowing you to see motion in all background scenes, which I'll have to go and take a look. That's a potential spoiler. Not even spoiler, just I don't really want to bring it in. Save load has been improved. Cool. And
nice.
The big one, so Necrosoft had a game that they were making, I think, and this might just be like a storyline or whatever, but it was a driving game called Oh Deer, where you just hit deer as you're driving, and like you get points or something. I don't entirely know, but
sounds insane.
Yeah, someone on their team put it into Unity and like adapted the entire thing into Unity engine, and now it's playable inside Demon School. There's a little storyline where you get a like an arcade cabinet, and then in the in-game store, which you will see when you play the game, there's a fucking expensive ass thing called Oh Dear that I didn't realize it because it kind of popped into my game, and then when I tried to actually do anything with it, I think it was when I first saw it, I tried to get it and I bought it, and then when I was trying to do anything with it, the game was like funky because I think they hadn't actually implemented everything yet. But I've since gone back and played it, and it's weird, but it's just a very, very expensive thing that you can buy in the in-game store, more expensive than anything else. And I bought it, and it was like, oh, let's go talk to Newt, one of the main characters on your team, and see what's going on with this thing. And yeah, he got this arcade machine working, and that's a whole little mini storyline that you do. You get the arcade machine working, there's a battle, blah blah blah, and then you can just use this arcade machine to play Oh Dear, this old like unfinished Necrosoft game.
Jesus.
Yeah. What I'm going to do right now, as we continue to talk about this, I'm going to switch the screen up. There's going to be gameplay over here. This is my gameplay from my review period. I recorded everything. What you're going to notice first is that the game looks kind of washed out color-wise. If you haven't watched our review of it, that's not the game. That is me being a dumb idiot and not knowing how HDR works on the Steam Deck.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll put it up on the screen. I think right now I'm just randomly like in the middle of a battle or something, so you can see the battle here, the grid, and how you move everything. God, this game is great. Yeah, but that's what was added, and then they say fixes to come. And actually, before I read this one, I asked for questions over on the Discord, in a few different Discords, and our good friend Sen Nuggies responded. She said, hey, yo, without spoiling much, was the variety in combat enough to hold you through your entire gameplay? We'll get to that in a bit. And what does accessibility look like in this game? Accessibility, there's not a lot right now, to be completely honest with you. I think there was like screen shake. There's a couple things there. You can't, you couldn't change your controllers or anything. But the reason I wanted to read that now is because in the email of fixes to come that they are actively working on, accessibility modes are basically finished but not accessible from the options menu yet. These include colorblind modes and anti-nausea / shaking modes. So they are working on it, and it sounds like it's near complete. They just need to push out the patch. Yes, and one of my kind of big complaints in my review is being addressed. So, the minigame and relationship economy will undergo a significant change. Currently, you can play any minigame that gives you relationship points as many times as you want. We will be adjusting this so you can only play each relationship point giving minigame once per day, which that was the way that I played it is probably not how you should play it, but I tried something and then it worked and I kept doing it.
All right.
There are mini games in the game. There are a few different ones. There's like cooking, fishing, karaoke, and then a couple other ones. But in the ones that you can bring people to, that's how you're building your relationships with your social links. Is you go to karaoke with Newt. Like I said in the review, you take Newt out to karaoke, you complete it, and then you've got a little relationship meter that goes up. And then once that meter maxes out, that then triggers like an actual little mini mission with Newt. So you do the mini game a couple times, max out that thing, and then he's like, "Hey, do you want to hang out and do this?" And then you do your other mission there. And I realized that, like, I did karaoke with Newt. Just I'm using him as an example. Used it as Newt, went up halfway because I was like the first level, and then I'm like, "Can I just do karaoke with Newt again?" Yes, and then that maxed out the level, unlocked the mission. I'm like, could I do it with Namiko? And then did it with Namiko, did it with Destin. And then anytime we got a new character, I would go do karaoke 3 or 4 times, do their missions back to back. And I know that's, the way that I played it is not probably the best way, but it was just like, oh, I can just do all of these right now and then go back to the main story. Cool.
All right.
But yeah, it's my big complaint in the game that I said in the review, but I can I want to jump into a little bit more, is it I think I missed, I think I kind of explained it incorrectly in the review itself, but it still kind of makes sense. The minigames are there and they're fun, and they're a fun little thing, but the minigames themselves and the relationships that you build, if you're not a person who is into the relationship building and kind of learning more about the characters and getting, closer to the characters and stuff and everything in game, there's not a gameplay reason to do them. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like I brought it up in the review and I compared it directly to Persona 5, and I felt like that was just the easiest one-to-one thing. In Persona 5, as you build up the relationships with people, you get the storylines and you get to know them a little bit better, but then also you unlock, like different abilities and like different perks, especially in combat, in battle, where you do, hey, if you do a combo move with this person, you're doing more damage, or this person can sometimes jump in and save you from an attack that would have killed you and stuff like this. But Demon School doesn't have anything like that. So building up the relationships is all just for it's a story. It's a side story if you want it. If you don't have to do any of the mini games. You don't have to talk to any of your characters. You can mainline the story, and as far as I'm aware, because I was doing everything I could, as far as I'm aware, it doesn't really change anything. It's just, oh, that's stuff that you could do. If you don't want to do it, you don't have to. The main line is you can golden path it.
Okay.
And probably spend a lot less than 60 hours.
Well,
if you want to. So another thing coming up, it's something about the endings. One of the tougher to get endings currently has a loop in it. We're working on it. French localization, currently having a font issue that causes crashes. If you're playing in French, please hold off until a patch can fix it. And Okay, and then there's a notification thing that was just kind of a slight annoyance for me. Yeah, but once again, if you're looking on screen, you see the gameplay. It's a bit washed out. Let's do this. Actually, I can go to the point where I fixed it.
Nice. Yep.
So right about here, I realized the game kind of looks off and a bit dark, and I'm wondering if I could do anything about it. So you'll see that here in a moment. But Mike, obviously I'm going to do a lot of talking here because I was the one who played the game. Do you have any questions about Demon School as you watch the review, or like as you're looking at things? Have you read anything else, or?
I don't have a ton of questions. This is one of those. It's just like, I appreciate the concept. I do love me a good tactics style game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So like, I'm glad this exists. I maybe will give it a shot, but I'm not. Yeah. So I don't know. It has to compete with the fact that there is another legit Final Fantasy Tactics game, and
it's the same one.
It's one I can buy as an adult. I don't have to beg my parents for money.
Yeah, but I'm just saying it's the one that you would have had to beg. Yeah, but whatever.
Yeah. It's the one that I don't have to drag like correct hardware out for.
Yeah. This right here, I'm looking at the HDR settings here.
Oh, amazing. Oh, that high dynamic range, that is how the human eye sees, but it is not how cameras and screens work. They cannot produce a high dynamic range like that. Well, now they can, but
yeah. So you can see a huge fucking difference here.
Yeah, look at that shit.
It was legitimately night and day.
Yeah, no, God, it's one of those just like, there are a lot of games where it's just like, oh yeah, HDR is cool, and then there are some like this where it's just like, turn that shit the fuck on.
So,
like, please.
Yeah, well, like, I had to turn it off for it to work. See, I turned it back on, and it looks like this.
God, okay, fun bug.
No, not even that's not a bug in the game. That is just a thing with I think it's a thing with my capture card and the way that I have everything set up.
Okay. Yeah, that very well could be, because some stuff it doesn't know how to deal with that HDR.
Yeah. So this has, and I said that in the review. I wanted to make that 100% because you can even see here the menus, like the Steam Deck menus are much more vibrant. It's a thing with my my capture card, and I have like a 4-in 4-out HDMI splitter that I use, so I can have stuff going into my computer and on my TV as well, and then also just be able to switch things instead of having to go into any menus. So the reason I wish I would have thought about it way earlier, but I had the same issue when I set up my Switch 2 for the first time, and I was playing, because I did like a night one stream when I bought the Switch 2 and was playing Nintendo Switch Welcome Tour. That's a game that exists.
That's a thing.
Yeah, that's a goatee. That's a game of this year. Just like Mind's Eye. But I noticed the same thing there, where the HDR settings, when I would change it, it would get super dark. And yeah, so I had to turn it off there as well. So that's kind of what reminded me here. There's a lot of standing around in this area, but I just wanted to point out me being a dumb idiot about color and everything.
Okay. It's a fairly recent revelation in the world of home entertainment and gaming.
Fair.
Totally okay that you don't like it. Fuck. One of those just like, if the next HDR TV I get is going to be the first one, and then.
Let's see here. Our good friend Adam Gumby, who just joined us the other week to talk about Hades 2, says, besides the obvious Persona comparison, what other influences does the game have? Tactics-wise, like, there's a game that was talked about a lot when I was reading about it called Into the Breach, when it comes to, like, the actual battle system, the tactics battle system. Yeah.
That's a good one.
Have you played that one?
I've played it here and there. It's in my Steam library. It's a good one.
Yeah. So a lot of people were comparing the battle system here because it's the way battling works is you essentially set up your entire turn and you figure out exactly what you want to do. Boom, 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 and then you hit play. Essentially, you set up the whole scene, you hit play, and everything goes in motion. Then the enemy has their turn, and then it's back to you setting up your scene and doing everything. And I guess that's like people were saying that was like comparable to Into the Breach. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah.
But yeah, the developers say inspired by Persona, which is very obvious. I'm going to actually fast forward in here because it's just, I think, a lot of me standing around. Because I think I probably went to change the laundry. Here's the cooking minigame.
Hey.
You're matching symbols and stuff. And this is actually one that you have to do because it is in a, I don't know if this is a main story, but this is like a story thing. Yeah. Yeah, so I think this is actually one of Namiko's side missions, or it's just a side mission in the game that teaches you about the cooking minigame. All of this stuff that we're showing here is like super early on in the game in the first like couple of weeks. So if you don't want anything spoiled, I understand. I specifically avoided any sort of like boss confrontations or anything like that in this clip.
Okay.
But yeah, outside of there's Persona and then Shin Megami Tensei, which is the same. It's Atlas. It's the same company that does it, but it's slightly different. And then Italian horror cinema is one of the listed references. And I don't know anything about Italian horror cinema to say, yes, that I get it.
Yeah, man, that Jesus. That sounds like a weird indie band name.
Yeah. Part of me feels like maybe like the boss designs, because some of the boss designs are fucking disgusting. That sounds racist. No. But like very, almost like spaghetti western that type of deal. Or just like completely over the top horror wise and everything.
Just like completely out there, like that's straight to like VHS horror, like the old Trauma stuff.
Yes, that's it. Trauma. Getting a beer.
Okay. Hold on, we gotta try to do this at the same time. I got a freshie right here.
Okay.
All right, you count us down.
Yeah, 3. Actually, after I say 3, you say 3. Okay, I just want to see kind of where we're at. 3.
Okay. 3.
Okay, 3.
3.
2.
2.
1.
1.
Okay, that yours just did not come through at all.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. Okay. We tried.
It's coming through my mouth and into my belly.
Oh, hey, look, I'm doing a karaoke now. You can see the fucking goddamn it, the karaoke minigame.
I regret what I just said.
I didn't hear it. I want you to repeat it.
That's probably. Nope. You're gonna have to wait until the edit for that one, there, Chief.
Oh yeah. Oh, here you go. Here you go. This is kind of the thing that I was mentioning, where I'm doing karaoke with Namiko over and over again because I could.
Yeah, you're just banging. Oh man.
And this is what is being changed now, where you're not going to be able to do this, which is honestly not a bad thing. I think it's a really good thing, and I think I got an achievement right here as well because I fucked up karaoke.
Attaboy.
No, I didn't. That means that I already had that achievement.
Achievement unlocked. You can't fucking sing, boy.
But it's just an incredible game, man. I don't know how else to. It gives you the. It gives me the Persona vibes, obviously, but that's more of the relationship building, I would say. Just because that's kind of the best game that I've seen that does anything like that. That's not obviously not like a Mass Effect or something, you know what I mean, where you're actually, you're romancing and you're doing the fucks. But the slow relationship building and learning about the characters and everything like that is much more inspired by Persona than kind of any other games. Yeah. But you're in a college atmosphere, so you're actually adults, which is super cool. There's just fucking evil people in this game, which is great.
Wonderful.
As opposed to people like, oh no, I'm good and I'm trying to do no, you're just a piece of shit, and I love it. What was the other thing that I was going to talk about here? Mike, what was it?
I can't remember, man.
Uh,
I've been drinking for a couple hours.
That's fair.
Hey, listen,
That's fair. Ooh,
I'm around.
yeah. The thing that I said, I'm gonna repeat a lot of the stuff that I said in the review. So if you've already seen that review, I apologize, but I'm gonna try to expand a bit on what I said there. One of my favorite things is it's a broad thing, but the characters and like especially the main character Faye. She is who you're playing as the entire time, and what I said in the review is exactly what I felt and what I meant. Is it is so refreshing to play as the weird kid. You know,
Yeah,
like how many games have you played where like you earn, you know, you're talking to other people and you're just a normal kid who shows up and all this weird shit starts happening and you're trying to be like, oh,
Yeah.
blah blah blah, you know?
Yeah, no, like what about the kid who's just like, I fucking told y'all this was happening.
Exactly. And that's who Faye is. That's who you're playing as. You're not
Hell
the
yeah.
chosen one because you lived on a farm for 10 years and you don't know what the fuck is going on. All of a sudden you're thrust into this thing. No. She goes to the school because she's a demon hunter. Her entire family is demon hunters, and she's like, this is where the apocalypse is gonna happen. I'm gonna go there. We're gonna stop the apocalypse. I know everything about it. I know this fucking random prophecy that my grandfather told me before he disappeared, and I know that this is where I need to be, and I know that I need to find people, and we're all gonna be like demon hunters, and this.
Yeah.
And the first thing she does on the ship is she walks up to Namiko, which is another one of the main characters, and she's essentially like just saying all this stuff, like, yeah, I'm going to this island to fight demons. What are you here for? And Namiko's like, college? What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
But then, you know, you get off the little ferry ride. That's where your battle tutorial and stuff. You and Namiko become friends, and that's a beautiful friendship. For a game with no voiceover, I fucking loved it. I love Faye and Namiko become like just the greatest friends. You know, and it's great. Namiko slowly realizes, you know, this girl knows what she's talking about and understands and isn't just like, I need to get away from, at the beginning she's like, I need to get away from this person, but then realizes no, she's eccentric, yeah, but
Oh boy.
she's actually, everything she's saying is true, and she's being she's a genuine person, and she's incredibly nice, and she sticks up for her friends, and that's who Faye is. And it's could very easily have been over the top and just annoying.
Yeah, no, showing restraint in the writing, especially for a character like that's big.
Yeah. And yeah, so it's just the writing in this game I absolutely love. I can't say enough how much I love the characters and these characters that you're building this team with. Newt is a big old nerd, and I feel like Newt and you would just be best friends. I don't know why.
Either that or we'd kill each other immediately. One of the that's how that one goes. It's just like, man, you guys are so much alike. You'd really get along well. Or a Highlander scenario.
That can be only fun.
Christopher Lambert appears and kills us both.
I'm going to just fast forward a little bit because I'm just doing all the fucking karaoke right now. This is a typical battle. I don't know exactly when this was in the game, but whatever. You'd see the enemies are in squares. Each character has their own movement, like, style. And so what I'm thinking of. Not appearance. How many spaces they can move?
Oh yeah, like their movement range.
Thank you. Yes, that.
Welcome.
Yeah, you've got everybody can do a side step, which is stepping to the side, but that just essentially brings you up to a different lane, and then you can go forward or backwards, like 3 or 4 or 5 spaces, depending on which character you have. Different characters do different things, as you can see right here. You know, yeah, we just saw Newt do a side step.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no, hell yeah, this has a 10 seconds back. Oh, and then it's just a load for 3 seconds. So Newt Yeah, let's pause it right here. So you select the character, and if you see down in the bottom left, you've got the AP pool, okay, which I don't think you can really read that. So you have a shared pool of 8 points per turn. Okay. When you do your first turn or your first movement with a person, so I'm going to select Newt here, and I believe Newt is going to do a sidestep. You can see Newt, his info in the top right there. HP 3 out of 3. Everybody has 3 hit points per fight, which does not seem like a lot, but most moves will just do 1 hit point damage. So it's just it's that thing where like they could have been, oh, you've got 100 out of 100 HP, but then every hit does 35 damage. Okay, it's the same thing. Now it's 3 out of 3. Whatever. You've got the special meter underneath. Every character has a special move. And depending on the type of character, they do different things. So Newt here is a healer. Okay. So he doesn't do damage to enemies unless you give him equipment where he can do damage. That's that equipment system that's a huge thing that we can dive into momentarily. But he heals and he does buffs and debuffs. So instead of doing damage to a character, you can put in a piece of equipment on him to where if he runs into an enemy, then that enemy, doesn't take damage, but now they're stunned. Or now they can't move for the next turn, or if they do damage next turn, it's going to do 1 less. So if they do, if an enemy does a hit for 1 damage to anybody, but Newt is already there with the debuff, so like you do 1 less damage, it does a hit and it just doesn't do any damage. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you could do debuffs and then also buff characters. So what I was doing for quite a while with Newt is I gave Newt a buff. Let me see if I can get to the. Okay, so I went back just a little bit. So this is like the beginning of the battle, and you can see the characters. You've got Faye, and then diagonal corner right there, Newt. Diagonal to Destin. Diagonal to Namiko. That's just kind of how your team is set up.
Okay.
And how you put them on the board, that's where they go, and you kind of move from there. So with this setup right here, what I would do is I would put Faye and Destin up front in those 2 spots because they are the damage dealers. Newt right there in the middle of them, and Namiko over onto the side. So Newt is a healer, and I had a buff for him where if he heals anybody who is already at full health, he will give them a damage bonus for that turn. And then had another piece of equipment on him that made it so that his attacks or his heals or buffs or anything were going in a diagonal pattern instead of straight forward. So what that means is I believe I'll do it right here. So I select Newt, or maybe I select Namiko first because she's not getting the buff. You know what? This might be early enough to where I didn't realize that I was doing this. But actually, it's perfect for Namiko. Namiko is a phaser, so she doesn't do damage. But what happens is you'll see her move diagonally here to these 2 enemies, and she might have a piece of equipment right now where she does something. Yes, she does. I don't know. Did you see that? And so now this possessed student here, and it's paused here, stunned, unable to move for 1 turn, and defense down, 2 times more vulnerable to damage.
Love that.
So now this possessed student is stunned, so the next turn it's just not going to be able to do anything at all. And it's got 2 HP. Faye does a 1 HP hit. That's her basic move, does 1 HP hitting for it. But takes 2 times damage. So we go through him. Namiko does damage. I think at this point she does have some sort of piece of equipment that lets her do damage to some enemies, which is why one of them died. But now I select Faye in a moment, just right here, and just do a basic attack, and you see, you know, the small numbers does a 2.
Yeah.
Okay. So when we did the one move with Namiko, it used 1 AP because that was her first move. So you see the AP pool go down 1. So now we've got 7 left. Now when we select Faye and we do her first move, that's another 1. So now we're down to 6 out of our 8. Okay. For this next move, we're going to use Faye again. So now her second move is going to cost 2 AP from that pool. Okay? And then if we used her a third time, then that next one would do 3. So every turn that you do with a character in, you know, every movement that you do with a character in a turn costs 1 AP more than the last. So if you were just going to use Faye for all 4 moves, it'd be, you know, 1, and then you'd go down to whatever. I'm not good at math, you know what I mean. But so yeah, and her basic move is she does 1 damage and then she pushes enemies back. So as you saw there, you know, he hit the infernal piece of shit there, did 1 damage and then went back. So now we're down to 4 hit points. We've got Destin. We do a sidestep, and then we just have him move over again. So if you know, we'll go back here. So the blue, as we were saying, the blue is a sidestep, and it just goes 1 next to it, and then you can move back forward diagonally. But then typically when you do a sidestep, if you want to move to the side again, you can only move 1 space to the side. You don't really move side to side as much. It's all forwards, backwards, you know, diagonal. So you'll see the sidestep. She doesn't use it. So we do diagonal. She does a hit. And now we're going to pick Destin. So Destin has sidesteps either way, or he can move 2 spaces ahead. He doesn't move as much, but he's a damage dealer once again. So he does a sidestep. And now his only options, he can do a sidestep to the side again, or back forward. He can move 3 spaces now. I think that's his limit. But because I wanted to go into this last lane, then I had to use his entire move just to move over to the final lane. Okay. So now I'm going to have him hit these 2 enemies in front of him, but it's going to cost me 2 more points. So now it's going to be 3 movement points to get Destin to now take out 1 enemy and then do another piece of damage to that one. But I didn't like that. So, as you can see there...
So you just went back and you're just like, no, this is what I'm doing.
Yeah. Oh, I do have it. I just didn't do it at the beginning. Sorry, we're going to go back a little too far. So, I'm going to rewind as Destin, because I didn't like that. Put him back in his space. Now I'm going to select Newt. And you can see this here.
Yeah.
A little thing. Once again, I'm using the mouse. Sorry. So Newt actually does have that. And I think at this point when I was playing, I just hadn't gotten to the habit of doing it at the beginning of my turn. But he's going to select Destin. And then you're going to see attack up. So that's going to use... Yeah, that's going to use 1 point. Okay. So we'll do that. So attack up. Now we're going to do the same thing with Destin. But now...
There it is.
He does 2 damage, and then he does 2 damage to the 1. And I guess that guy's just not going to fucking die. How much HP do these fuckers have? Jesus Christ.
4. God damn.
Yeah. And there's a combo move. So if you have, enemies, if you can link everything up to do combo moves, and then you do more damage. And I think this is why when Namiko did her first move, it actually killed an enemy, because it did the combat move. So I didn't catch that at first. Normally, once again, she doesn't do damage. She just phases through. Anything she phases through will be stunned and will take more damage if you have that piece of equipment. They'll always be stunned, but then you can add that equipment to make them take more damage. Yeah, so this is what it looks like as you do everything in full motion. So, resist, as you can see, over Destin got hit. It says resist, and then if you look down, his HP is at 3 still. Each character has resistances and weaknesses to the different types of damage that the enemies do. There is curse damage, dark damage, and spirit damage. In addition to, like, fire and stun and poison, which are, status effects, but the actual damage, whatever. So each character is resistant to one type of damage and then weak to another. Except for Faye. Faye isn't weak to anything and she doesn't resist anything. She's just there. But Faye does almighty damage, which every enemy is weak to. Not weak, but every enemy will take damage to.
Okay.
Okay? Because just like the enemies, your characters will also do damage with different types of attacks. And some enemies they resist that, or they're immune to it. Or, there's characters that are not weak to fire, so you can set them on fire with the burn technique, but they don't take damage from it. They're just going to be
on fire.
On fire, but the way that fire works in this game is if one thing is on fire, and then there's like if I were to set one of these little red fucks on fire and they were immune to it, they're not. But if I was, okay, you see right in front of Domiko, you got 4 enemies just kind of chilling. So if we set one of them on fire, and then they're stunned and they can't move, then on the next move, that fire is going to expand over to essentially anything that's touching it.
Ooh.
Any character or any enemy. So then the one behind it would be on fire. And then if nobody moved again, the next turn, it's going to go to the other 2 people that are next to it. And it's just going to keep spreading until the enemy is dead.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so fire is awesome. It can also suck because if your characters are close to it, they're going to be set on fire. But the basic attacks, I forget exactly what type this thing does, but the attack that it does 1 damage. But because Destin resists that type of attack, he doesn't take any damage. If it did 2 damage, he would take 1. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but if he was weak to it, instead of taking the 1, he would take 2. So it's like the debuff and the buff that Newt gives. It's just how they work there. The thing that you see behind Newt, the red, the red kind of weird thing,
like wall thingy.
Yeah, so that is your wall.
Okay.
Those little fucks that crawl on the ground, their goal is to get to the wall and break it down and break through. And if that happens, you lose the fight.
Oh no.
Okay. But they are like 1 HP, so you can just run through them really quick. That's kind of the idea, is that their entire goal is to go forward and break through the wall. And they're just kind of fodder there. We're gonna break down this battle system kind of a lot here. I'm sorry to bore you, Mike. I love you.
All right. No.
Thank you for letting me rant.
You're welcome.
So, as I just want to kind of point out everything on the screen here that we see. So we got the wall. These little crawling fucks, they're trying to get to the wall to break it down. If they get to the wall, they'll get to the wall, and then it's like, oh, they're at the wall, and they will start pulling the wall apart. And then on their next turn, if you don't deal with them, they will open it and go through. So once they get to the wall, you still have a turn to get to them or to finish. The regular size human looking demons, they're just there to attack. Okay, so they're not going to break through the wall. They're just attacking you and staying in your way. In the top corner, the top left, you see the little, the skull. It says 3 out of 15 demons killed. Turn 1, target 3. It's probably really small here on the podcast. I apologize, but that's what that thing in the corner is. It's a little meter. So what that means is that in order to win this fight, you have to kill 15 demons. Simple enough, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Every time you kill a demon, that goes up. Once that gets to 15, if you can see on the on the back of the board behind the crawling fucks and everything, there's like a line of circles with like lines. Can you see those there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. So once you get to the amount that you need to defeat, so once you get to 15 enemies defeated, okay, those circles will just like shoot up light, and then you just have to get a character there to one of those spots, which will then close the portal to win the fight. Okay? So the entire goal for these fights is to defeat a set amount of enemies and then get to the end of the board to close the portal, which will win the fight. Simple. Okay?
Yeah.
And then the turn 1, your target is 3. Each fight has a target turn amount for you to do. and if you won't lose anything if I get to turn 25 on this fight and they've got not broken down the wall, nothing happens. I just don't get as many rewards from winning the fight. Okay. Each fight you get rewards and you get a grade. So an A rank on a fight means you defeated the enemies in time, and you got to the wall, closed the portal in time in the turn amount, and nobody died. Okay, that's an A rank.
Okay.
If you go an extra turn, so if on this fight I did 4 turns instead of 3, but nobody died, that's a B rank. I get, some fewer rewards. And then if I get to the end in 5 turns, but then somebody or 3 people die, only 1 person survives, that's a C or a D rank, and then you just get the lowest amounts of rewards. But the only way that you can actually lose a battle is if everybody dies, or if they break through the wall at the end, at the end of the board. Okay.
Okay. Like it.
Yeah. So it sounds like a lot, but it's really not. You'll play the fucking game. It's awesome. It's fucking awesome anyway. Okay?
Jeez. Yeah.
So resist. We'll keep going with the turn. So every turn, new enemies come onto the board. So now you can see in front of Namiko, there's this dude with his fucking guts hanging out.
Ugh. Gross.
Which is it's great. That dude, I don't know if they move much, but when they do an attack, they just spit poison for the entire row that they're at is covered in poison. So if a character steps in it, they become poisoned, and then if you're poisoned, every turn you take 1 point of damage. But once again, that goes for the enemies. And there are times, definitely, where there's one of these guys, and then there's other enemies in front of him in that row. He does the spit damage, and now that enemy in front is on, they're poisoned. So it's like, oh, cool, thanks for doing my job for me. And those do count for your kills. Yeah. So, Faye, we've got her bar here, or her information. So she deals 1 damage to knock an enemy back 1 tile. So when you attack, you do 1 damage, and then you knock an enemy back a tile. And if which is probably what she's about to do here, maybe. Nope, Newt's going to do something. Okay, yeah, so I'm going to move Newt over here by Destin. Now he does more damage. So we're going to take out this red fuck. Oh, and there's that as well. So, when you defeat these enemies, the spot that they die on is now poisoned. So if anybody walks over it, they become poisoned.
Okay.
So you see the green on there. And once again, that includes this red crawling fuck and the other red fuck behind him.
Yeah. All right.
And so and if the thing that Faye just attacked, So, let's see, what are we going to do here? Cool. So she just stunned 3 enemies. So now these 3 crawling fucks are not going to do anything the next turn.
Good. Hell yeah.
Okay. Yeah. You can kind of plan your attacks and you can use everything that you have. But what I was going to say with Faye is if she, and I'm saying she like I didn't do this, it's still me. So Destin goes through, kills this guy because he was weak from last turn. And now, Faye, let's say instead of moving to the right and then defeating that 1 enemy, if I went to the left, and I can only go back 10 seconds at a time, so I apologize.
Fine.
So if I went to the left, and then I hit that same enemy diagonally, that would then also push that enemy into the thing in the diagonal corner there, little crawl fuck. And that would then do the 1 damage to the one guy, drop poison on that spot, because it also pushed him into the other guy, which will do 1 damage and defeat him too.
Okay.
Yeah, that's because she, pushes enemies.
Yeah.
And we can see on here, we've got Faye's information on the top right here.
Yeah.
It deals 1 damage, knock back 1 tile. And then her special move. So everybody's got these special meters that you see.
Yeah.
Her special move does almighty damage, which once again, none of the enemies will resist that. If an attack kills, 0 AP is spent. So if you pop her special and then you have her attack an enemy, and it kills the enemy, it doesn't use any AP.
Cool.
Okay. The only thing to keep in mind is, let's say, I don't know exactly how to, the timing works, but let's say I do 2 turns with Faye. So I've used 1 point, and then I've used 2 more, so I'm at 3. Mm-hmm. And then on the board, I only have 2 points left to use, because I did stuff with other characters. So even if Faye has a special, and even if that special would defeat an enemy, because I don't have 3 AP points at that moment to use, you can't use her to use her special. If you try to use a character that doesn't have enough AP to move, it just like kind of like, no, fuck off. But because you can rewind, and if you can, it's like, oh, let me go back a space, because I can do phase attack first, keep the AP, and then I can go back and do what I did with Newt, because I'm not affecting Faye, stuff like that. You can rewind and reset. So once you think of something, you can rewind, reset, and redo it. But yeah, so her move does 2 almighty damage instead of just 1 damage. And then all standard enemies, or all standard demons are weak to almighty, so you're actually doing more damage to them as well. I could be mistaken there. I just know typically that kills them. But everybody's got their own special moves. I think, we're about to go to Namiko, so we can take a look at hers. So Namiko's basic attack passes through enemies, pulling them 1 tile. So she goes through them and then pulls them forward. Inflicts stun and defense down, making enemies 2 times more vulnerable to damage. Okay.
Hell yeah.
Her special move does flood damage, so like water damage.
Okay.
Hit all enemies surrounding 8 tiles with 2 flood damage. So that's like, I think one of the biggest AoE hits in the game is Namiko's special. Okay. Now, if you look at her defense, it says resist dark, weak is blank. If I remember correctly, I think she is weak to curse damage normally. But I have a piece of equipment assigned to her that makes it so she takes 1 less damage to weak or to curse, which essentially just makes it normal damage now instead of double. Okay, makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now if she gets hit with a dark move that does 1 damage, doesn't do anything. But if she gets hit with a curse move that would have done 2 damage, it only does 1 now. And then spirit does 1 as well. But yeah, so she is a phaser. Once again, she phases through enemies. Newt is a healer.
Yeah.
Faye, I think Destin is listed as I want to say a brawler. But Destin hits people, pushes them back, and Faye hits people and pushes them back. You're going to meet a bunch of other characters that you're going to have on your team that kind of slot into those different roles, like phasers and some people who do kind of ranged attacks and stuff that you'll meet later. A few different types of healers that do kind of different things, all this stuff, and being able to, once again, like I said in my review, mix and match your teammates and kind of getting everybody how you want them to be and getting everybody the equipment that works best for them is, just a big part of the game. So there's a character that you will meet later that will pass through enemies and also do damage to them, but doesn't make them, doesn't stun them or make them weak to anything. Just will pass through them and do damage. So what I did is I gave that character 2 pieces of equipment. One that adds burn to every attack that she does. So anytime she hits an enemy, it will set them on fire if it doesn't kill them.
Yeah.
And then 2, if she is on fire, she gets healed 1 HP per turn instead of takes 1 HP damage.
Nice.
So you have her like go into a thing of enemies, and set them on fire, and then that fire is going to jump to her. But then every turn she's healing 1 HP, and you can kind of just keep her kind of in the middle there, and she can move a lot of spaces. So now we can see that everybody has specials, and I just did phase special there.
Yeah. Cool.
So we'll rewind just a moment. Okay. So you can see the enemies that have their special meters full. They've got like the blue, Super Saiyan shit around them. And now we've got a new enemy type on board. Next to Faye, you see the little fat dude, and then you see the pieces of the board that have the red lines.
Yeah.
So what that fat dude does is, if he dies, or at his turn, he will explode and shoot poison kind of in that space.
Okay.
So you can get out of the splash zone, but then, still all of those spots are going to be fucked. But as you can see, there are enemies that are in the splash zone right there that take that damage as well. So we've got 3 enemies to phase left. So we're going to use our special attack, which once again, if we get a kill, doesn't take any HP. So you're going to see that here. And because we're hitting one enemy... Oh, that's what I'm pointing. Since we're hitting this first enemy and then pushing him into the other enemies, we're doing damage to everybody. And then he's going to explode and shoot poison everywhere. So we just took out, 3 and then poisoned those other 2. But now Faye is poisoned, and she just took 2 damage because it exploded next to her.
Damn. This damn thing. Shit. Get another game to add to the fucking backlog. God damn it.
Yeah. So, now we can see. So now we've killed 15 demons. We're on turn 3. And the things in the back now have turned red. And we have plenty of AP spots. So now what I'm assuming is going to happen is we're just going to get somebody to the end. Probably Namiko, because she's closest. Or Destin. Why not? So, Sealing. So when you put one person back there, that's all you need. You don't need to get everybody back there, just one back there. So now we have Destin back there sealing. I still have 4 AP, so I either end it or I think I just probably kind of fuck around and do a couple more attacks because I can. I don't need to. You don't need to. You could end the turn now and seal it, because now you see on the bottom right, you've got seal. That ends the fight because you're on the thing.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
So if we go, back 10 seconds, that is action. So that Y is what you press to go to the action phase to have everything that you've just set up go into play.
Yeah.
But once you get to sealing, seal. So once again, I don't need to do anything here. I can just end the turn. But I'm like, you know what? Let's heal Faye, because why not? And now, action phase. Combo move. Just hit that guy because fuck him. And now we seal.
Amazing.
Go back to hell. So you've got the class credits here. That just shows you how many enemies and what type you defeated. Demon trophies are opals. Opals are your currency in this game. Okay. And then you'll see victory, and then those 3 half moons. So the half moons are a different type of currency.
Oh. Okay.
So the opals are your currency for the store in the game, because there is a store that you can go and buy essentially recipes for equipment, because that's how it is. But then when you have the recipes, you then have to study to unlock them and essentially craft them. Yeah. And the half moons are your currency for study time, pretty much. So each piece of equipment will cost a certain amount of Okay, thank you. Each piece of equipment will cost a certain amount of half moons to do, and then also will require 2 to 3 team members to study. And then after you study that thing, you unlock it as a piece of equipment, you can use it, but then the 2 students that you selected can't study anything else for 4 days, which it doesn't change anything in the battles or anything. It's just okay, if I wanted to make 2 pieces of equipment, but I only have now 1 person who hasn't studied, I have to wait for somebody else to, be refreshed to be able to do it again. Okay. So I think probably I finished this fight and then fucked off and maybe went and I got a beer. So yeah, it just kills everybody else on screen, but you don't get any things for it, and this is just the end of a battle thing. Yeah. And now we're back in the alleyway here. And Newt is being an asshole to DVD guy. Or tape guy, actually. This is actually, I think this is Newt's side story here.
Okay.
Yeah, so. Ooh, perfect. Yeah. I can also tell you that in between this day of me playing the game and when I first started the review period, this font over like on the Brawler, Almighty, all that stuff, the font changed because at the beginning I couldn't read shit. It was in like a fun font, and I just couldn't read anything, and they changed it to where now it's like legible, which was fucking great.
Amazing.
Yeah, but you see here, so we've got Faye, equip techniques. These are the pieces of equipment. Oh shit, they actually changed that name now.
Oh.
Huh. Weird. So the equipment that we've got assigned, you can have 2 ability pieces, which are the top 2 here. So for Faye now, I've got untetherable, so she's immune to tether. There are some enemies in the game that will tether you, essentially just shoot out a chain, you just can't move. You don't take damage, but you are essentially stunned and you can't move.
Yeah, that's oof.
You know,
that's a very annoying like status effect.
Exactly. And then like you'd have to have somebody else. So if Faye was tethered, you'd have to have Destin attack her essentially, which removes the tether, but that takes up a spot and everything. Yeah. So untetherable, and then also a shield deflects enemy projectiles. So even that enemy that shoots out poison, if Faye is in that row, doesn't hit her, because
Interesting.
And then the one down below is blank, because I think at this point I just didn't have any at this point in the game. Those are aspect shifts, and those are more going to be part of your movement. They're going to affect that. So as I said in the review earlier, and if you haven't watched that, please do. Spend a lot of time on it, and I think it's good.
Yes.
I think it's good. Yeah, I put some jokes in there. I thought it was fun. I did cut out like 3 minutes from the intro bit that I made and completely redid part of it because I was like, this is taking a bit too long. So I was trying to make that a little bit more snappy as well. So what I had with the shifts, and maybe she's going to go over to it. Nope, this is the map. Oh, well, I just clicked on something. The map, you just select areas and you'll fast travel there. So the shifts and that little heart, that means that's going to be a mission that you actually... Oh, cool. This is perfect timing. These little icons just represent different things. The star is your main story.
Okay.
The question marks are just... There's people that you can talk to there. Usually just like other townspeople that you can talk to and get like some unique dialogue or maybe learn something.
Okay.
There's the... If you look at Town Alley, it's got a question mark and then another symbol. That just means Town Alley is where the store is. So that's just that other one just means store. And then the heart, a heart means, okay, there's a teammate here who has a relationship mission that you can do. Okay. And then I think there's another type that is more of just, hey, this is an actual like side mission that you can do with somebody, which I don't think we just don't have any right now. But I just want to kind of, I don't really want to see, I want to fast forward through that. Okay. So there's one slight spoiler here, I guess. That's Mercy. This is the first person that this is the first new teammate that you get after your initial team.
Oh, okay.
But it's very early on in the story.
Yeah, it's like that secondary tutorial where it's just like, hey, you got a new team member.
Yeah, it's like now that you have a new team member that wasn't just somebody that we gave to you, like this is how you kind of interact with them a bit more.
Hell yeah.
I'm trying to get... I don't know when I pull up the equipment menu if I do. But whatever. Yeah, so the aspects... Oh, here we go. Yeah, so equipment menu.
Ooh.
this is the equipment menu. The top
like
row,
this
yeah,
I like this menu design.
yeah, it's nice. Yeah. There's one complaint that I have about it that I'll tell you here in a moment.
Okay.
That I missed putting that in the review, but whatever.
Yeah.
So you can see here, heal down defense. Okay, healing an enemy debuffs defense, making them 2 times more vulnerable to damage. Then you see underneath it, research. It's got 6 crescent moons, and then time is 3, so that means 3 days.
And 3 5 o'clocks.
Exactly. So you can see right above that, I have 90 crescent moons, so I have enough time. And then I've got 3 people that can research. So if I wanted to do the heal down defense, I would select it, and then I would select, Faye and Newt, and do that. It's going to take those 6 crescent moons. It'll immediately unlock the piece of equipment to be assigned, but then I can't use Faye and Newt to research another piece of equipment for 3 in-game days.
Okay.
Simple enough.
Makes sense, yeah.
Yeah, so this is broken down here on the bottom here. So heal down defense, these are your ability equipment. And then there's that, fun line there. And then above that, where you see like the bear where it says new, these are the aspect shift pieces of equipment. So these are going to be more of your health and your movement mostly. So there's an aspect shift here where I think it's Berserk. I don't know if I even go to it. Oh yeah, big plus healers they're now in a plus pattern, which is dope. Poison heal, same as that fire heal, where if you get poisoned, you get 1 HP instead of take 1 HP. Perfect. Yeah, this is Berserk. Character has plus 2 HP but can't be healed. So you start with 5 HP instead of 3, but you can't be healed.
Oh, those are always those rough ones that I never.
Yeah.
God, it's like in Borderlands, there were some shields that have like crazy huge like shield, but they come at the cost of like your HP. So it's just like, man, you're real squishy once that shield's down.
Yeah. And then
shit like.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
I'm just sitting here like, well, one, even though you texted, what you did, I'm like, I think I want to pick this thing up for the Switch just to be able to throw it on a big TV.
Yes. Do it.
Yeah. So, and according to the Nintendo website, it's $25. So I'm like, well, I know what I'm doing.
$24.99 on I think everything. I'm probably going to buy this on Xbox and play it on there and get the achievements there.
There you go. Yeah,
or like either that or PlayStation to get like the platinum if they fix the one that's broken for me.
There you go. Yeah, this might be my big my first big like Switch purchase.
Dude, this game is so good. And I'm literally we've spent this whole fucking time talking about the battle system. And there's
been on
so
here for
much
like
more.
There's so much more. All right. You know what?
I just let's finish up this equipment talk. And I'll do a couple of complaints, and then we'll wrap it up. We'll do Game Awards stuff maybe next week or the week after.
We'll figure it out. I don't know.
But I'm just like so. It's silly. I'm so jazzed about being able to fucking have. I was so excited for this game already. Like this was one of my most anticipated games for the year, and then I was like, hey, signing up for the review thing, thinking this is never going to happen, and then I got the review code, and I've just been able to play it for the past 3 months and just get completely into it, but then not be able to fucking talk about it with anybody.
Yeah, I remember you just being like, God damn it, I want to talk about
like,
this.
I want to talk about it, but I can't. I'm not going to. And even now, there's a lot that I would talk about, but it's like, there's like later game stuff that I don't want to talk about because I don't want to spoil anything. And then we do have a couple questions, so we'll get to those as well. I think just one or two more. But yeah, no, I just wanted to point out, so for these aspect ones, you can see it costs a few more crescent moons, so 10, and then 4 days, but it also requires 3 people to research.
Okay.
So because they kind of do a bit more and they're a bit more powerful, they just require a bit more. The one that I had for Faye, once I unlocked it, was called Looper. And what that did, can we just go to a fight here? Pull up where's a fucking fight? Where am I fighting? Okay. So, like, let's say I had Looper on Destin right here. Okay.
Yeah.
If I could go to the right from where he's at instead of on the blue sidestep. I could go to the right, which would then bring me to the opposite side of the board on the left, and I would come through that way.
Cool.
So if you reach an end, or if you reach one of the limits, the ends of either side or the ends of the board, you will loop back to the other side. So with Fae, it's like, oh, there's the thing in the very back row. There's the crawly fuck and the red fuck. With Fae, if she was closer to my side, I could go backwards, and then I would end up on that side next to the crawly fuck and the red fuck, and I could attack them right there.
Ooh. God damn.
Yeah. And I think I put that on her at the beginning, and then never took it off of her.
Oh, yeah, no, that's...
So,
God damn, that seems like you put that on somebody and you just be like, yeah, your job is to go in there and just...
Yeah, you're
take
getting
2
right in the
steps
middle of
back.
everything, bruv. Yeah.
Yeah, you're taking 2 steps back on your first turn. You're popping up back there, and, well, bad things is going to happen to somebody.
Yeah. There is one, and I don't even know if I don't necessarily want to say this is accessibility, because it's like a difficulty thing. You can, there's a setting in the, there's an option in the settings where you can essentially just turn on God mode. So if you're having trouble with any of the fights, like if the 3 HP is fucking with you and you're just not getting into the vibe of, getting people in the right spaces and everything, you can essentially just turn on God mode, run through the fights, and then just, kind of mainline the story. And it doesn't...
I like it.
Yeah, it doesn't mess with, like, you're still going to get all the achievements, you're going to be able to do everything. Then it's just more of a, story mode, if you want to put it like that. You're getting the story.
Ah.
Yeah. I turned that on at one point when I was in kind of the area where I was, like, where I mentioned, like, the game kept crashing and I was waiting for an update. I turned on God mode to try to be like, hey, maybe I can get through this area if I'm not taking damage, anything like that. It didn't work. So, but for the most part, I mean, it's if you are in the fight and you're like getting your ass kicked and you're like, oh, I made the wrong moves, restart it. Just pick a different team, because you can restart the fight. You can pick a different team, and you can change your equipment before an actual fight. So even if you're in this battle screen for the first time, the first thing you do is, I think I saw it. I mean, I definitely saw it on here. Let's go back. Okay. So, this is the first thing you see in a fight. You're selecting your team.
Okay.
Okay, so for this fight, because this is a fight for Newt's, side story, like his missions, Newt is locked in. Faye is always locked in, and then you select the other 2 that you want to use. Most of the time, you have Faye locked in, and then you select the other 3. Okay. In this screen, if you see down in the bottom right, you've got Inspect.
Oh, yeah?
Which I honestly, I don't really think I used any of this until super later on, so I just have to explain it here. What was it? What were you saying?
I was going to say, is that somewhere where you just, like, go highlight the character, and then you can quick just, like, hit right bumper and see, like, the skills and the equipment that they have, and then kind of go from there? Or...
No. So, Inspect... right bumper, it kind of moves this menu, and then you can move it around. You're moving it around the stage to see what the enemies are like. So you can see the type of damage they're going to do, what they're weak to, all this stuff. Profiles is the left bumper. That's kind of cut off there just with the window. That's what you just said. So then that will pull you into like the equipment and character menu, so you can see what they're going to do, and you can see what equipment is there, and you can change their equipment right there. So you can do Inspect, see, like, hey, all of these enemies, let's say all these enemies do spirit damage, okay? Destin is weak to spirit. So then I can either not select Destin, because he would take damage, or then I can hit Profiles, and if I have the what's it called? The spirit buff piece of equipment, I can assign it to Destin, which then makes it so he just takes normal damage to spirit instead of double.
Okay.
But yeah, you do have that option at the beginning of every fight as you're selecting your team here to then go through and change your equipment if you want to get super granular. Like every single fight, I'm gonna fucking min-max every single battle. You can.
Hell yeah, that's cool. I like that.
Like I said this in the beginning, and this will lead us to our last question, which will then lead us kind of to the end here. So what our good friend Sen Nuggies asked, other than the accessibility thing, which they're going to be adding more stuff into. Right now, there's not much, but I can't really say whether or not it's good or not because I don't use any of the accessibility features for the most part, except for like in some games, you know, like I'll always turn off fucking camera shake because fuck that, and motion blur and shit like that.
Yeah, like God, that shit's always just like very few times am I like, I do not regret turning this off.
Yeah. But the other question that she has is, without spoiling much, was the variety in combat enough to hold you through your entire gameplay? And something that I said in the review to answer that, first off, yes. 1000% yes. The variety in combat will change it. But what I said in the review, and I can dive into it just a little bit more here, is if you are someone who normally is like me, like when I'm playing, you know, Persona 5 Royal, whatever. If you are playing a Persona game and you get, you know, usually like a DLC Persona on your team, one of these stupid overpowered DLC characters that you can unlock for free because you got the special edition, you got Persona 5 Royal complete, all that stuff. You take that one Persona and you one hit everything in the fucking game. And you could just do the entire game that way if you want to, which at this point, that's what I'm doing, because when I go to play Persona 5 Royal on PS5, I'm going for the platinum, so I'm gonna get fucking the guy whose name I cannot remember now, who does like the one hit kill to everybody on the board all the time.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But in this game, because you're not leveling up. Your level up system is your equipment system. You know, you're always going to have 3 HP unless you have that berserk, but then you can't heal. You know what I mean? But you're not going, you know, level 5 and now I've got more HP, level 10 and now I can do this. No. Your leveling system is your equipment system in Demon School. Full stop.
Okay.
And because you have so many enemy types that you're you know doing damage to, you can constantly go in and change it. But then there's also, once again, I'm not going to get into details, but there are definite points in the game where what you've been doing is not going to work. So there's challenges in the game where you are going to have to change what you've been doing and do different things because things like, you know, enemies take different types of hits or something like this or something like this. Once again, I don't want to dive into it, but you're not going to be able to make like the perfect Fey build and then just run through the game.
Yeah.
Or the perfect Destin build and run through the game. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to be on your toes, and especially on some of these boss battles, like, you are going to be doing different techniques and having to use different strategies to win these fights. Which I at times, because of the way that I play video games, once again, like, you know, hey, I'm used to this routine of doing this and this and this, but now I can't. It's like, oh, god damn it. But it's also like, okay, well, I haven't been really trying out any of this other shit because this works. Yeah. You know? So now, let me try this shit and see how this works. And then, you know, you get past that, and now later on in the game, I'm like, oh, cool, now I've got A and I've got B. But now A and B don't work, let me try C, and now I've got A, B, and C. And you're just, like, learning more combinations and everything as you're playing. Oh. And, it's fucking great. It's awesome.
Hell yeah.
What the one, like, the complaints I had, like I said, the minigame thing of just being able to kind of spam it, which they've changed, and the fact that you don't get anything tangible in game other than story, which for me is more than good enough because I fucking love it. But some people are going to be like, oh, I'm not going to get a damage buff for this. I don't give a shit. You know, I'm not going to get any equipment. I don't give a shit. I don't have to do it.
Yeah, like there's nothing like tangible in game.
Exactly. Which is, it's fine. That's obviously that's a choice. That's how they did it. It's totally good. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying
it's very cool that they made that kind of an optional thing where it's just like, because I'm not like, I don't want to grind out like having to like build relationships with people.
Yeah,
you know, it's just like, man, I just want to I want to do this, and if I feel like I want to do like relationship stuff, yeah, but like don't force me to do that.
Yeah.
You know, so this is, man,
I think there's a few, like, you know, I think there's a few like forced missions where you get to know people, but it's, for the most part, that is like when somebody like joins your party. You know, you do something with them to Just get them into the team, and then after that, you can just ignore them unless unless you're in battle.
Hell yeah.
There are like some choices in the game that are in other games. It's like, oh, if I do this, this person might not be happy, but this person will. But you just kind of have to like take a shot in the dark. In this game, you'll see some choices that is like, oh, I've got 2 options. Destin will like this one. Namiko will like this one. But you're told like off the bat, be like, oh, who do I want to kind of side with?
Yeah.
So it kind of takes some of that out of it. There was one thing in the Necrosoft Discord that Brandon Sheffield posted. Brandon Sheffield is like the head of the studio. And he's very active in the Discord. He's awesome. We're trying to get him onto the podcast. Just timing-wise, didn't work out for this week. Hopefully, we're going to get him on here in the next couple of weeks to just talk all Demon School. So,
Fine.
Hopefully, I don't want to, I'm not going to schedule anything, but I'm hoping maybe in 2 weeks we can have him on, which gives everybody watching, listening, 2 weeks. You can, play Demons, buy it, fucking play it. You're going to love it.
Yes.
And then, if you have any like more spoilerific questions, when we get Brandon on, we get a couple weeks. We've got like that bumper, and then we can ask him those more spoilerific questions. But there was just something that I really wanted to mention here. That now I can't find exactly what it is. Yeah, so one thing that I wanted to point out. He says, more traditional tactics. Wait, was this Brandon? Or, this was, no, Shane over at Necrosoft. He's the person that I reached out to, and I was like, hey, I don't know if you're going to be mad, but I broke the game. And he's like, oh, hell yeah, thanks for letting me know. We're going to put out builds and everything. Hell yeah, let me know, blah, blah, blah. But he says, more traditional tactics games, I would say gatekeep things, or make your grind more to make you feel like you're accomplishing something. Where we have things more open so people can explore the mechanics to the level they want. So some people will find that somewhat frictionless if they'd rather just be like guided or funneled. So I think I kind of mentioned that a bit, where it's like you can play almost the way that you want to play. You don't have to do those relationship missions, because that will get you the best piece of equipment that you're trying to get. You don't have to do this to get this. It's just, okay, the only thing I have to do is maybe wait a couple days to research with somebody. Because I never ran into the issue where I didn't have enough crescent moons to get a piece of equipment. So, Mike, you good there?
Yeah, dude, we're good.
Okay.
Just had to double check some things for me personally for next week.
Fair enough. I also...
I mean, that, and it sounds like everybody outside is getting ready to go to sleep, so...
Yeah, no, we're wrapping up. The one last thing I wanted to mention about this, like, Discord thing that I had is, there was an achievement that I got most achievements except for 3.
Okay.
One is, I think it's broken, which is why I couldn't get it, because I definitely did what it asked for. One was hey, I'm going to switch back just to the 2 of us now, because we're wrapping up here. One was unlock all the things for something, which I missed one about, so I just have to go back and get it. And then the other one was, we saw a couple of like combo moves here.
Yeah.
The other one that I missed was do a 3-way combo.
Ooh.
And nothing in the game tells you how to do it.
You just gotta figure it out.
So I had I was trying to do everything. And I, I'm like, oh, the game's coming out tomorrow. The reviews are out, so I can kind of ask around. I asked, Shane, I think Shane Marks is his name. I asked him, and I was like, hey, weird question.
Yeah. Like,
there's this achievement for a 3-way combo, and I don't know what to do. And he's like, oh, I think it has to do with this or this. Let me ask Brandon, because he can definitely explain it. And then he asked in the Discord, and Brandon was like, oh, yeah, if you use one of these, like, these couple of characters, and you use their special moves, and you have the other people kind of lined up in a way, then you will be able to do a 3-way combo, where you're essentially taking one person to hit multiple enemies into different, like, 2 different other teammates, which will trigger that triple combo, which I was like, oh, I never fucking thought of that, because I never had, like, that kind of team assembled, because you have so many options at that point in the game, where I just never had those same people on the team. I just thought that was, like, really cool, where I'm like, how did I miss this achievement? It's like, oh yeah, you could do this and this and this. I'm like, fuck yeah. Thanks for not calling me an idiot for not figuring that out. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
Mike, I hope that any of this made you think I should maybe try this game at some point.
I said like 10 minutes ago.
I know you
buy
did.
This thing.
And I hope you do.
Friday. Get
God,
paid on
yes.
Friday, so fuck it.
By the time this drops,
$25.
Thursday morning, Demon School comes out yesterday when this goes live. So if you don't already have it wish listed, you should have already had it wish listed. But now you can buy it. Fucking pick it up. It is so fucking good. And it really is, the way that the story is broken down is you can legitimately, like, hop in, do a day or 2 in game, hop out if you want to. If you're like, I'm a sicko, so some of these recordings of me playing are like 9 hours long, because I'm just playing the game. And then there are times where I put the controller down for a bit to do laundry or to make lunch or something. But you can very easily hop in for a couple of in-game days, or like even an in-game week for an hour, get through that week, and then you go to the next week, and it's like, oh, cool, this is now, like, this is the next chapter. Awesome. It's broken down that way. It's just,
hell
oh, it's so good.
Shit, yeah. All right.
Tactics gameplay, tactics battle gameplay, relationships if you want them, side, mini games if you want them. I got addicted to the fishing one for a bit. As much as I ragged on the mini games, I got addicted to fishing because I fucking love fishing mini games. We talked about that a few weeks ago with Knuble.
Fishing minigames rule.
Fishing minigames are fucking awesome, and I loved it in this game. I got everything. I caught them all. Fuck you, Pokemon.
Fishing minigames rule. Fishing games? Not so much.
It's sometimes, but not always,
Fuck, it was all about that Dreamcast game that gave you the little, like, rod and reel. Yeah, that damn game. That one ruled.
The next 2 hours, next 2 hours of this episode are us talking about that Dreamcast game that I didn't have.
Absolutely not. I didn't have it either. Jesus.
Dreamcast? Kiss my dream ass.
Damn. Got him. Fuck you, Sega.
Sega backwards is ages.
I think we're just gonna go ahead and just call it a night on that one.
Yeah, we'll see you next week.
Later.
Bye.